I think like a lot of times people think they own each other.
I felt like I had to protect myself from being hurt from people that I love. But I couldn't figure out how I was gonna make it. The role, she was like, treat people how you want to be treated. And that is always how I think about it.
Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz are responding to cheating rumors and that they are getting a divorce.
We're talking about years of bottled up frustration, erupting like a volcano. And now it's not just an argument, it's a full-blown meltdown inside their marriage. But here's the part that really makes this scandal sting. This didn't just happen out of nowhere. Nope. People have been whispering about Swizz and LaLa for years. And this tape might finally be the proof that Alicia has been brushing off all this time. So the big questions right now are, what's really on that tape? How long has this been going down? And is Alicia finally done with the marriage she fought so hard to keep together? Buckle up, because the tea in this story is piping hot, and there are layers to it that take us all the way back to the beginning of Alicia and Swizz's relationship. Before this video is over, you're going to see how history just might be repeating itself in the loudest, messiest, most brutal way possible. According to multiple sources, this wasn't some random late-night hookup or innocent misunderstanding. Nope, what's being alleged is that Swizz and LaLa have been entangled for years, not months. Insiders are saying this wasn't a one-time slip-up, but a full-blown, ongoing affair that Alicia may have been ignoring for the sake of appearances. And that's the part that has fans gagging. Because while Alicia has been out here playing the role of the picture-perfect wife smiling in family photos, showing up at events on Swizz's arm, talking about spiritual partnerships and blended families, the reality behind closed doors might have been a whole different story. And honestly, fans aren't even shocked. Let's be real for a second. Swizz Beatz' track record isn't squeaky clean. People have been saying it for years. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And you know the old saying, you lose them how you got them. Well, that saying is coming back to haunt Alicia loud and clear right now. But the part that's got people clutching their pearls isn't just that Swizz might have cheated again. It's who he was allegedly cheating with. Because this wasn't some anonymous woman he met in a club or some secret model halfway across the world. No, this was LaLa Anthony, a woman who Alicia actually knew. A woman she called a friend. The alleged affair has been whispered about since at least 2021, with some insiders now claiming it's been happening for 3 years or more.
When she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife.
And the alleged leaked tape? Word is, it doesn't leave much room for innocent explanations. Fans are connecting the dots, and the picture they're seeing looks nothing like the fairy tale marriage Alicia and Swizz have tried to sell to the public. Instead, it's looking more and more like their relationship was already cracked at the foundation, and now everything's spilling out into the open. But wait, it gets even messier. Because if you thought this was just about Alicia, Swizz, and LaLa, think again. LaLa herself was dealing with her own relationship drama at the exact same time.
At some point, you gotta think what you think and feel how you feel, and you gotta stand behind it and stand for it.
Remember, she was married to NBA star Carmelo Anthony, and their marriage had its fair share of tabloid scandals. Carmelo was dragged publicly for multiple cheating rumors, including whispers about outside kids. LaLa put on a strong front, defending him publicly, even once saying, "I wouldn't be with someone if he was cheating on me." That quote is echoing back now with some serious irony, because word on the street is that while everyone was focused on Carmelo's alleged side chicks, LaLa might have been getting her lick back with none other than Swizz Beatz.
Y'all just don't hear nothing about it.
I thought her record was pretty clean.
No. Not around with Swizz and not breaking up happy home.
That's right, insiders claim that while her marriage was falling apart under the weight of Melo's betrayals, she was allegedly doing her own dirt with Alicia's husband. And when Carmelo allegedly found out, he couldn't take it. Even though he had been out here cheating for years, when the tables turned, he allegedly flipped. Hypocrisy at its finest. Their marriage started crumbling in public after that. But now people are wondering if this secret Swizz connection was one of the final nails in the coffin. Now here's where things get interesting, because this isn't the first time Swizz and LaLa's names have been tied together. Way back in 2021, radio host Ms. Jones spilled some tea that shook the internet. She claimed that someone from Swizz's own team slid into her DMs with explosive information. According to this alleged insider, Swizz and LaLa were having a secret affair, and not only that, they were madly in love.
The role, she was like, treat people how you want to be treated, and that is always how I think about it.
But here's the kicker. Swizz allegedly told LaLa to calm down because he was never leaving Alicia. The insider even pointed to Instagram comments, saying if you looked closely, LaLa was always the first one responding to Swizz's posts, sometimes leaving comment after comment, to the point where he had to tell her to chill because it was starting to look obvious. When that rumor hit the blogs, Swizz tried to shut it down quick. He went into defense mode, insisting that he and LaLa were just cool and there was nothing scandalous going on. He even posted cryptic messages like "knock it off" to stop the noise. And at one point, he shared a screenshot of Alicia's song LaLa, writing, "This is the only LaLa I'm rocking with." At the time, Alicia believed him, or at least, that's what it looked like. She stood by his side, brushed off the rumors, and carried on. But now, with this alleged leaked tape and fresh whispers about evidence Alicia supposedly just found, people are questioning if she was ignoring the truth all along, just to protect her image and her heart. And here's where the story takes a brutal full-circle turn. Because while some people feel bad for Alicia, others are saying this might just be karma catching up. Let's not forget how Alicia and Swizz's relationship began in the first place.
Like, a lot of guys are not prepared for strong women.
Talk about that
I understand
part.
a lot of guys are not prepared for a strong woman. And what we have is, she's her boss, I'm my boss.
When they first got together, Swizz was still married to his ex-wife, Mashonda. Not only married, Mashonda has publicly stated that they were still living together, raising a newborn baby. And while all of that was happening, Alicia was reportedly living under the same roof with them, pretending she was just there to work on music. Mashonda eventually had enough and put everything out in the open with her now famous letter. She revealed that she went straight to Alicia, point blank, and told her that she and Swizz were still married, still living together, and still trying to fix their family.
I felt like I had to protect myself from being hurt from people that I love, but I couldn't figure out how I was gonna make it.
Mashonda even said she asked Alicia directly to step back and give them space. But according to her, Alicia didn't budge. Instead, she kept pushing the relationship with Swizz forward until eventually he left Mashonda, and Alicia's fairy tale began. That's why so many fans aren't exactly shedding tears for Alicia now. They remember how she ignored Mashonda's pleas, how she was painted as a homewrecker, and how she later tried to spin the narrative into a true love story. And now, years later, it's looking like she's the one being played this time by her husband and her supposed friend. And honestly, none of this should surprise anyone, because Swizz Beatz has a history of messy, overlapping relationships. Long before Alicia was in the picture, Swizz was already making headlines for his complicated love life. While Mashonda was pregnant with what was supposed to be their first child together, Swizz was also involved with another woman, Nicole Levy. Both women ended up pregnant at the same time. Tragically, Mashonda's baby was stillborn, while Nicole gave birth to a son, Prince Nasir Dean. The heartbreak of losing her child while knowing another woman was carrying Swizz's baby was almost unbearable for Mashonda. But she chose forgiveness and married Swizz in 2004. But Swizz didn't stop. A few years later, while Mashonda was still with him, he got involved with another woman, Jana Sebastian, who gave birth to his daughter Nicole. And this was around the same time he was allegedly beginning his relationship with Alicia. So while the public saw a glamorous, powerful couple, behind the scenes, Swizz was stacking up more and more messy situations. And here's the thing, Alicia knew all of this. She knew his history, she knew the drama, and she still chose to marry him. She believed she was different. She believed she was the one who could change him. But looking at the situation now, it's hard not to say that history is just repeating itself. Fast forward to today, and insiders are saying Alicia has finally hit her breaking point. Just days after celebrating an anniversary with Swizz, rumors claim she stumbled across hard evidence that left no room for denial. Since then, sources close to the couple describe chaos behind closed doors. Alicia is reportedly furious, lashing out and refusing to play the calm, collected role she's mastered over the years. And honestly, who can blame her? If the allegations are true, she's facing not just betrayal from her husband, but also a double betrayal from a woman she once considered a friend. However, rumors exploded across social media recently after whispers surfaced about a private clip allegedly capturing Swizz Beatz and LaLa Anthony in a situation far too cozy for comfort. According to gossip insiders, when Alicia Keys caught wind of the tape, she completely lost it. Sources claim Alicia, who has long been the picture of calm elegance, had a full-on meltdown. Imagine years of tension, carefully hidden from the public eye, all boiling over in one fiery eruption. That's what reportedly went down. And here's where things get interesting. This isn't the first time rumors about Swizz and LaLa have swirled. For years, blogs and gossip pages have hinted at their friendship being more than meets the eye. But if this tape is real, it may be the hard proof that Alicia tried to ignore, the smoking gun that makes it impossible to deny what people have been whispering behind the scenes. Now, let's be real for a second. As shocking as this all sounds, a lot of fans aren't surprised. Swizz Beatz already has a history, and it's not exactly squeaky clean. His reputation has long been tied to messy relationship timelines, blurred boundaries, and accusations of infidelity. It's almost become a pattern. When he's in a relationship, rumors of cheating aren't far behind. This is why so many people are saying the news feels messy, but not shocking. Because when you look at his history, you realize when you lose him, he cheats. When you win him back, he cheats again. That's the pattern people see. And now, the alleged affair isn't just with anyone. It's with LaLa Anthony, a woman who's not only high profile, but also connected to Alicia. That's why this one feels like a double betrayal, cutting deeper than just a random fling. Let's not forget LaLa's ex-husband, Carmelo Anthony, who has his own laundry list of scandals. Carmelo was publicly accused of cheating multiple times throughout their marriage. There were rumors of outside children, hotel receipts, and paparazzi shots that made headlines. Time and time again, LaLa defended him publicly, stood by his side at events, and smiled on red carpets. She told the world she trusted her husband and wouldn't stay with someone who was disloyal. But eventually, the truth became undeniable, and she filed for divorce. Here's the twist. While Carmelo was being dragged across the internet for his behavior, insiders now claim LaLa wasn't completely innocent. Behind the scenes, while she played the role of the supportive wife, she was allegedly entangled with Swizz Beatz. It's a story that flips the narrative on its head because while fans pitied LaLa as the woman scorned, some insiders now say she may have been playing both sides all along. This isn't the first time the alleged Swizz-LaLa connection has surfaced. Back in 2021, radio host Miss Jones spilled the tea on air, claiming someone from Swizz's own circle had leaked details of his involvement with LaLa. According to her, the insider revealed that the two were not just casually flirting, they were deeply involved. But here's the kicker. Swizz allegedly told LaLa again and again, "Calm down, I'm not leaving my wife." Of course, Swizz went into full PR mode after the rumor hit the blogs. He denied everything, insisting he and LaLa were nothing more than friends. He even posted cryptic defenses online, shifting the narrative and reassuring Alicia that there was nothing to worry about. For a while, Alicia believed him. She trusted her husband, kept her head high, and ignored the chatter. But eventually, according to insiders, she stumbled across undeniable proof, something she couldn't explain away. And that's when everything exploded behind closed doors. Here's where the story takes a painfully ironic turn. Remember how Swizz and Alicia's relationship started? Let's rewind. Back in the mid-2000s, Swizz was still married to Mashonda, and they had just welcomed a baby together. Despite that, Alicia and Swizz's relationship blossomed. Mashonda even went public with an open letter, accusing Alicia of breaking up her marriage and begging her to step back so they could repair what was broken. Alicia denied the accusations, insisting that she and Swizz only got together after his marriage had ended. But the timelines never quite lined up. Fans haven't forgotten that. In fact, many point out that Alicia was labeled a homewrecker at the time, and despite years of image rehab, that narrative still follows her. Now, with these new allegations, people are saying karma has come full circle. The same way Alicia was accused of stepping into someone else's marriage, she may now be facing a betrayal from someone close to her. It's the kind of poetic irony gossip bloggers live for. In the years after the scandal with Mashonda, Swizz, Alicia, and Mashonda all worked hard to present themselves as a modern, blended family. They gave interviews about co-parenting, posed for joint family photos, and sat down together to show the world they had moved past the drama. On the surface, it looked like they had succeeded in building something admirable, even inspirational. But not everyone bought the act. Behind the smiles, fans always sensed tension. Many argued that no amount of interviews could erase the way their relationship began. For Alicia, part of her image makeover involved carefully curating moments that made her look like a peacemaker rather than a homewrecker. And for a while, it seemed to work. She reclaimed her narrative, reshaped her reputation, and leaned into her artistry and philanthropy. But Swizz's history never went away. Even while with Alicia, there were always whispers, rumors of flings, outside children, and messy entanglements that never seemed to fully disappear. That's what makes this situation cut so much deeper. LaLa wasn't just any woman. She was part of Alicia's circle, a friend who had been welcomed into her home, someone who spent holidays and dinners with the family. To betray someone under those circumstances isn't just a marital betrayal, it's a personal one. It's one thing to deal with rumors about faceless groupies or nameless women. It's another thing entirely when the betrayal allegedly comes from someone close to you, someone you considered a friend. That's why the scandal has left fans so shaken. It's not just messy, it's layered with betrayal on multiple levels. Reports claim Alicia has reached her breaking point. After years of defending her marriage, reshaping her image, and ignoring the whispers, she allegedly came across explosive evidence, possibly recordings or footage, that left her no choice but to confront reality. That's when the meltdown happened. The kind of emotional explosion that sources say Alicia had been holding back for years. The big question now is simple but powerful. What does she do next? Does Alicia, a woman who has fought for her marriage and family image, finally walk away? Or does she once again stand by Swizz, forgiving him and moving past the scandal? And if she does, will the public ever look at their marriage the same way again? The Swizz and Alicia love story has always been marketed as a fairy tale. Two artists, deeply in love, blending families and building an empire. But this scandal has cracked the perfect picture, revealing the messy reality underneath. Fans are now reassessing everything, wondering if what looked like a dream partnership was really a house of cards waiting to collapse. For LaLa, the fallout is just as complicated. She spent years as the sympathetic figure in her messy marriage with Carmelo. But now, with these allegations, the narrative shifts. If she really was involved with Swizz while he was married, then she moves from victim to villain in the public eye. And once the public decides you're the villain in a celebrity love triangle, it's almost impossible to rewrite the script. At the end of the day, this story is messy, dramatic, and full of twists. But more importantly, it's a reminder that celebrity relationships aren't fairy tales. Behind the perfect photos, the carefully crafted interviews, and the public declarations of love, there's often chaos, betrayal, and heartbreak. The Alicia, Swizz, and LaLa saga is just the latest chapter in a long history of celebrity scandals that remind us how fragile these relationships really are. Fans are split down the middle. Some are heartbroken for Alicia, saying no woman deserves to go through that kind of humiliation. Others are cold about it, reminding everyone of how Mashonda was treated and saying this might just be karma circling back. Because as the saying goes, how you get them is how you lose them. So what happens next? Will Alicia finally walk away from the marriage? Will Swizz deny everything and try to spin this into another misunderstanding? Or will LaLa step forward and clear the air? Right now, the rumors are louder than the facts. But one thing is for sure. This story is far from over. What do you think? Is Alicia finally done with Swizz? Or will she try to hold on to that picture-perfect image a little longer? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I need to know where you stand on this one. And don't forget, like this video, share the tea with a friend, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single twist in this messy saga. Because trust me, this Hood Diary, it's only just getting started.